Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Fred Razek at CMtrading. Today is July 10th, 2019, and today is Wednesday morning. So looking at the major economic events of the day, starting out at 10:30 South African time out of United Kingdom, monthly GDP numbers coming out. It is an important number. If there are any surprises, the GBP has really gotten beaten up. We'll take a look at that in just a second. Then later today, out of Canada, this is a very important number. Bank of Canada rate statement. And as the Canadian dollar has gotten stronger versus the USD, we'll take a look at that. And lastly, in the evening time out of the United States, FOMC meeting minutes to follow up on the last rate decision and to give us some clues about future rate decisions as well. So, a few numbers coming out today, a few important events, but still, we are summer trading. Now take a look at the Forex markets. Aussie dollar sells off sharply versus the USD, and so some of the other majors are a little bit mixed there. So we'll take a look at that in just a second. Looking at the indices, Dow Jones sells off to 26,700, sitting on support. Now, when did we see this? We saw this yesterday, and the reason I say again is because we bounced and then we're right back on the lows again. So we'll take a look at that in just a second. Looking at the commodities, gold tapers off, but oil continues to gain closer to the $60 mark. And lastly, looking at the stocks, a little bit of a mixed bag. Facebook and Amazon break out, okay, into 6-month highs, and Alcoa fills the gap after gapping down, okay? So a little bit of a mixed signal there. But let's take a look at the markets and we will see what we could expect from today's trading. So this is the point that we got to here in the GBP. We're back down to this below this downwards trend line that we've had, and this is something to really take note of because this is the lowest we've gotten to in this year. If we clean this out a little bit, we could see that on a daily chart, this is really the low. Okay, breaking new lows for the year are 124.57. Now, in order for us to see how much further we can go, we got to go back to 2 years ago when it was the Brexit, and we had that Brexit call 2 years ago. So that's really the next low. Okay, the next low is 23.89-ish level. We're about 60 pips away from that. So if we continue this downwards trend line, this actually can continue breaking down. Now, a lot of indecision in the United Kingdom about which political way it's going to go and some of the economic issues of Brexit still lingering. So I don't think we're going to be out of the woods yet. I think we're going to make new lows for the year, but we'll have to take a look at that as the year continues. Now, looking at the Aussie dollar, this is what I'm talking about. Big sharp sell-off here while the euro sustained itself. Okay, this really looks like something out of a V formation ultimately, as we're making this lower lows here in a continuous basis. Okay, so ultimately looking at a 4-hour chart, we're trading between the upper limit, the lower limit, and we're right smack in the middle of that right now. Okay, but this was a real layup because on the upper limit we kind of mentioned that this was an easy short, and sure enough it's coming through. Now looking at the Canadian dollar has gotten stronger over the past I would say year or so. From our low of 135, we gained to 130-ish level, and then we bounce off of it right there. So this is really an important point for the Canadian dollar, especially with the rate statement coming out today. Okay, some issues there with Canada as it's almost past some of those issues. So let's take a look at today and see how that number comes out. So ultimately it's bouncing here, but if we do break on the 130-ish level, you have about 100 pips there until we do have support, okay, on that bottom range. We are looking at resistance right now, so it may sell off as it enters that number. Now looking at oil, as we're talking about, 58.83, closing in on the $60 a barrel number. So this is really due to some of the weather effects of what's going on in the Gulf of Mexico. But with that said, we do have resistance here at 58.93. So if it doesn't break above it, you could expect it to sell off. Okay, maybe taper off a little bit as we enter the summer season. Now looking at the Dow Jones, this is what I'm talking about. 26,700-ish level, and we're selling off this morning quite sharply. We're back down on this 26,690-ish level. Okay, that's our Fibonacci retracement there. That was the upper limit of our Fibonacci retracement. So really important point to really be here. I think we're going to trade sideways today. I don't think we're going to go on, but if we look at Microsoft, if we look at trading close to its 6 months high, Facebook breaking out here, as you could see, Alcoa not but Amazon breaking out that 6-month high. So, a lot of correction in the market. Okay, so the question is that are these stocks going to carry the market further higher? Because when we look at something Alcoa, it looks completely different here. It looks like we're just gapping down and then closing up the gap right now. So this is really something that I'll have to keep an eye on as this continues today to see if it does rebound. Okay, because Alcoa is really a bellwether in terms of the expansion of the economy. Okay, in terms of goods that are produced in the United States. So this is really an important stock to keep an eye on to see that it does rebound. This is Fred Razak. I want to wish everybody a great trading day. Thank you.